In this video, we're going to show you how to perform the brake bleed process on your Dodge Charger. With the hood open, you're going to access the master cylinder reservoir right through this cover, lift up, and pull that cover off. With that cover removed, go ahead and use some spray solvent and clean up around the cover itself. This is going to help prevent contamination, dropping anything down inside the reservoir. Once that is clean, go ahead and grab that cap, turn it counterclockwise, remove it, and set it aside. Now at this point here, we're going to go ahead and start the brake bleeding process, and we're going to lose some of that fluid while we're doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a clean funnel, and I'm going to use the appropriate brake fluid recommended for the vehicle. I'm going to add it to the reservoir. I like to get it as close to the top as possible. Make sure that you have a rag ready to go because you don't want to drip any brake fluid anywhere on that vehicle. Go ahead and reinstall that cover. Now, in starting our brake bleeding process, we're going to start this process at the right rear. Then we're going to move over to the driver's side rear. Then we're going to go ahead and top off our brake fluid reservoir. We're going to move over to the right front and then finish with the left front. Now, with the wheel off, we're going to go ahead and access your brake bleeder screw right here on the caliper. There's a rubber cap here on our particular model. I'm going to go ahead and pop that off. I'm going to set up our container here. This here is to capture the brake fluid. I'm going to put this on the port right here. Now we have someone inside the vehicle. They're going to assist us in doing this job. They're going to go ahead and pump up that brake pedal about 4 or 5 times and wait for that pedal to firm up. Then we're going to go ahead and open up the bleeder, let out some of the dirty fluid and any air bubbles. Then we're going to go ahead and continue this process for the other wheels. All right, go ahead and pump it up. All right, while they're holding that brake pedal, I'm going to go ahead and use my 10mm wrench. I'm going to crack this open. You can see that brake fluid coming out. I'm going to close that up. Pump it up. We're going to continue this process. We do have some dirty fluid in here. That should be clear fluid. So we're going to continue this until we get some good fluid coming through and make sure there's no air bubbles. Okay, at this point here, our fluid has definitely gotten lighter and we have no air bubbles left here. So go ahead and remove that. Clean this. We're going to give that a quick spray with some solvent. Install our cover. I'm going to go ahead and continue this process over to the driver's side rear. Now at this point, we've just bled the 2 rear brakes and we're going to move up to the right front, but you want to go ahead and top off our fluid before you do that. Remove this cap. You might notice that this cap has the rubber boot popped up. Just push that in. Go ahead and pull that funnel out. Install the cover. On the right front wheel, I'm going to go ahead and pop off this rubber cap. Use our 10mm wrench. We're just going to break that free gently. All right, let's go ahead and pump up the brakes. Go ahead. I'm going to do this a couple more times. Go ahead. Now at this point here, we have no air coming out here. It's a solid stream of fluid. Let's go ahead and remove our tool here. Give that a quick spray with some solvent. We're now going to go ahead and wrap up with the left front wheel. Now that we've bled all 4 brakes, come on back up. And this will be our final top off of our brake fluid system. Once you're at the full mark, go ahead and pull that funnel out. Install the cover and then put the trim panel back on. Now that we're done bleeding the brakes, you want to go ahead and hop into the vehicle, pump up the brake pedal. Now, for any reason, if that brake pedal should still feel mushy, you want to go ahead and repeat this process a second time. Once the pedal feels solid, go ahead and install your wheels and torque them down to 130 foot-pounds and take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.